Just the other day, we reported that Luka Doncic might have been doing some recruiting during All-Star break, but now it looks like maybe it was Nikola Jokic trying to recruit Luka Doncic to the Denver Nuggets. We also got to break down a crazy and delirious quote from a delusional Dallas Mavericks fan who thinks that maybe we should trade Luka Doncic. How's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, breaking down all the news and everything Dallas Mavericks related. But before we get into today's video, 90.6% of you guys watching are not subscribed. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're dropping videos left, right, and front and center. Anything Mavericks related, any bit of news, we're going to cover each and every bit of it, and you don't want to miss out. But without further ado, let's get into our first topic of the night. Jokic recruiting Luka. I posted a video yesterday just going over All-Star break regarding Luka Doncic and touched on Derrick Lively a little bit and just... I mean, no matter how you feel about the All-Star break, it really is just a break. You know, I understand people watch, or some people even pay to go and want to see just an All-Star type of performance, but in reality, it's not like how the All-Star break was about 10, 15 years ago, maybe even 20 years ago. It really is just a time for the players to just relax, have fun, go easy on their bodies, because no one wants to get hurt during an All-Star game when they're trying to make a run for the playoffs and for the finals. It just doesn't make sense. And so there's been a lot of scrutiny and a lot of shots fired at Luka Doncic at Jokic and Nikola Jokic just about their lack of just effort during the All-Star break. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But apparently Nikola Jokic might have been trying to send some hints over to Luka and over to the Mavericks organization that maybe he's trying to get Luka to come over to Denver. It was a quote from Nikola Jokic saying, "I don't want to leave Denver. If Luka gets pissed off in Dallas, he can come here, man." This is some dirty work right here, Nikola Jokic. He's obviously saying, he's not going nowhere, but, Luka's welcome to come here. And I don't believe either player is going to leave their respective teams. I do believe Nikola Jokic will probably retire as a Nugget and go back to his home country tending to his many horses. And with Luka Doncic, I'm pretty sure he's going to retire as a Dallas Maverick. Seeing Dirk Nowitzki in his rookie year, just seeing that great player before him, I think that's something that he wants to those footsteps are something that he wants to follow and walk in as well, to also be cemented as one of the great Mavericks, if he hasn't done that already. But let's put our tinfoil hats on for a second. Just rock with me. Take a walk with me, everybody, because I understand Nikola Jokic's contract is all the way up until the 2027-2028 season, where he'll be a restricted free agent. But in reality, would there ever be a trade before that? Probably not. The Nuggets would need all the wrong reasons to trade Nikola Jokic. Like, he's injury prone now. He's not as productive. He's a cancer in the locker room. And the same would have to be for Luka Doncic if the Mavs would ever want to trade Luka Doncic. They would have to do a complete 180 in character and production on the court. But like I said, our tinfoil hats. Just walk with me down a delusional fan's dream of somehow we get Nikola Jokic to the Dallas Mavericks and what that would look like. I mean, Nikola Jokic is a great player, two-time MVP, one-time Finals MVP, and a champion just recently this past summer last year. And if we had someone of that caliber, if we had that exact player playing alongside Luka Doncic and the rest of these guys, it would just be a recipe for success. As we know, Luka Doncic is having a great season, averaging 34 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, almost a triple-double, shooting 49% from the floor, 37.5% from the three-point line, 77% from the free throw line. Those shooting splits are great. That production is phenomenal. But if you couple that with someone like Nikola Jokic, now Luka can't play the 5. He can't really play down low. If need be, sure, I wouldn't want to do it. You play Luka 1 through 3 at best. But Nikola Jokic can effectively play the 1 through 5. And if he was on this Mavericks team, between him and Luka, I mean, if you watched the All-Star game, you kind of saw Luka and Nikola Jokic kind of going back and forth on the court, just passing the ball to each other. It was electric. It was crazy. And it gave fans a glimpse, just a little peek of what could be if Nikola Jokic somehow made his way onto the Dallas Mavericks team. And like I said, everything wrong would have to happen for either of these players to be on the trade market. But let's just say at the end of Jokic's contract, he decides to come to Dallas. We'd have to clear up a lot of cap space to give him what he wants. A lot of players would have to go. A lot of picks as well. If we had to trade, if he didn't come in free agency, if we had to trade, a lot of picks would have to go too. But if he did, having a player like Nikola Jokic who's a point forward, a point center, or whatever you want to categorize him, that's who he is, playing alongside Luka Doncic, it would be amazing. It would be almost Harlem Globetrotter-esque basketball on a nightly basis between those two, between Luka's crazy no-look cross passes and Nikola Jokic, who also is a great passer as well, a ton of no-looks from him as well, who is also a walking triple-double. The man does not look athletic whatsoever. Nikola Jokic is not known for his high-flying dunks, alley-oops, off the backboard, just slams. But they make the game look real pretty with their crazy range from the three-point line, able to finish at the rim, and their just amazing passing ability. And if you could somehow keep an old Kyrie, because like I said, that's about 3-4 years from now, Kyrie will be about 34, 35 years old. Not too old, but still on the other end of his career. If you could somehow have that big three, Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving on my Dallas Mavericks team, on our Dallas Mavericks team, Lord have mercy, y'all. That would be just insane. And it's a pipe dream. Let me just reiterate that. I'm not saying there's any real possibility, but you can never say never. Shout out to my man Justin Bieber, but never say never, because the craziest things in the NBA history has happened. And if the stars align, if Mark Cuban decides to stop being such a involved owner, and somehow we get Nikola Jokic, chips. I see chips in our future. Rings. Multiple rings on this Dallas Mavericks organization. More than just one. And it would just be phenomenal. It just wouldn't be fair. Adam Silver would probably have to veto that trade or not allow that to happen, because I'm telling you right now, Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic is must-see TV. And that would be crazy. And then the narratives. There would be crazy narratives, because we already know Luka Doncic doesn't get love from the media. Luka Doncic is labeled as lazy. He's a ball hog. He's a stat patter. He doesn't, players don't want to play with Luka for whatever reason. And then with Nikola Jokic, his drive and motivation is always called into question. His character called in question. Does this guy even want to play basketball? He spent the entire offseason partying back home in his country, tending to his 12, 13 horses. Does he care about basketball? And yet both these players just roll out of bed, walk on a court, and give you a triple-double on any given night, especially Nikola Jokic, who does it just without ease. It's like he's not even trying. But those two guys together on the same team would be just phenomenal. I'd have to go to a couple home games myself. I don't care how much those tickets are. I'd have to see that, because that would just be ridiculous. And I don't think there'd be a team in the league right now or even in the future that could stop this Dallas Mavericks team if we could just get Nikola Jokic. A long shot, a pipe dream, something you probably shouldn't even wish on because you don't think it could happen, but never say never in this NBA where wilder things have happened. But I said earlier in the video just about how, fans have been kind of hard on Luka, and even people who aren't fans have been really tough on Luka. But Mavericks fans, specifically Mavericks fans, are just, some of y'all are delusional. Delusional Mavericks fans, and I'm not trying to call it the fan base because I am part of the fan base, and I've been called delusional for saying someone like Derrick Lively should be Rookie of the Year, and I'll take that. You can call me crazy, call me delusional. I'll take all the hate. I still say Derrick Lively can make a case for Rookie of the Year. But I came across this right here of a Maverick, so-called Mavericks fan, had this to say about Luka Doncic. Ooh. He said, "Guys, are you worried with how Luka looked in the All-Star game? Should we look to move on from him?" He said, "I don't know, man. I just don't know if he's him anymore. I know he's averaging almost a 35-point triple-double, but his game really mattered for his legacy, and he just didn't show up. I really thought we had our guy, but I'm not sure now. How much can we get in a trade, you think? Are y'all serious?" And I would like to say, the benefit of the doubt, a lot of you guys aren't like this clown who really thinks, Luka just isn't that guy. This was a game for this All-Star game where everyone takes so serious is part of his legacy. The East scored over 200 points for the first time in NBA history in the All-Star game. Nobody was taking this seriously. I understand Luka and Jokic were just joking around. There were clowns out there. It was funny. But let's be honest, you had 13 other players out there, and one team scored 200 points. What defense was playing? So if you're worried about how Luka Doncic looked at All-Star break, look at the rest of them. No one really cared. I mean, you had Karl-Anthony Towns dropping 50 points off the bench. Probably the only player that cared. Dame Lillard walked away with the All-Star MVP. Congratulations to you, I guess. But to really call Luka Doncic into question, I'll throw Luka's stats back up. He even said it, a 35-point triple. Yeah, almost a 35-point triple-double. 34 points, almost 9 rebounds, almost 10 assists, 49%. Y'all see it. I ain't got to tell y'all, man. Y'all see it. For someone to really go on Reddit and I checked, he got it completely obliterated in the comment section, talking about should we trade Luka? I feel like that's not really a Mavericks fan. I'm going to take everything I said about Mavericks fans. I don't think that's a Mavs fan. I feel like that's like a Knicks fan hoping for best case scenario. Let me just sow some discourse in the Mavs organization, the fan base, and hopefully my team can get Luka. Maybe they'll trade him. What do you think we get a trade for Luka Doncic? You ain't got enough. Bro, they traded 5 first-round picks for someone like Rudy Gobert. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing compared to what we would need for Luka Doncic. We would need your whole organization. I'll give you Luka Doncic for the entirety of the Detroit Pistons. Like, come on, Luka Doncic just didn't care, and a lot of the players did not care at the All-Star break. You can say that because they're European and there's a different culture. Maybe it didn't matter to them as it mattered to some of these other players and fans. Because I know for me, growing up as a little kid, I used to watch the All-Star game with my dad. I used to watch the dunk contest, the skills challenge, the three-point competition, the All-Star game. As a kid, I liked it, but now that I'm an adult and I'm looking at the game from a different eye and a different angle, it's like it's a break for them. They're going to put as much effort as they want to because, again, if I have a favorite player out there, if Luka Doncic out there trying really hard to win All-Star MVP and put up crazy numbers and gets hurt, now we have a whole different conversation. Now we're upset. Now we're mad. Why is Luka trying so hard? It's just the All-Star break. You can't make everybody happy. And this clown right here who had this to say, and I'll throw the whole thing back up. This clown talking about, oh, what do you think we could get in a trade for Luka Doncic? It's like, are you serious? And if there's anybody watching this video who shares this guy's sentiments that Luka, who's almost averaging a 35-point triple-double, isn't our guy in a game that really mattered for his legacy, All-Star games matter for your legacy. I understand finals MVPs, championships, All-Star selections, all NBA selections, all the defensive team selections, those matters. Those things matter. But when it comes to the All-Star MVPs, that's just like a Boy Scout badge. Just like, here's a little bit extra that you did. Because I know Kobe's got a couple, LeBron's got a couple. But I feel like that's the last thing people talk about when it comes to your legacy. And again, if you don't win a championship, but you have a bunch of All-Star MVPs, where's your focus? Where's your focus? But that's all I got for you guys today, guys. We got a few more days, about 2 more days until we are finally back to the regular season against the Phoenix Suns. And I will be going, not live, but I'll be putting out an after-game analysis of that game and what happened and how we look. And I'm looking forward to it. It's been a long week, 7-8 days almost. I'm dying here. But we'll be back. We'll be dropping videos back-to-back, so make sure you subscribe. Check out the link in the description below to our Discord. Make sure you join that, where we're talking sports, basketball, Mavs. They got hockey in there, baseball as well. We're talking about a lot of stuff down there, so check out the Discord. But until next time, guys, peace.